Intro. You think you understand people. Think again. Every day, you walk through a world ruled by forces you cannot see. Forces that are older than civilization itself. Forces that shape every word, every decision, every relationship you have. Most people live in an illusion. They believe they are rational, logical, and in control of their lives. But they are wrong. We are emotional creatures. We are driven by instincts, desires, fears, and impulses we barely understand. And unless you learn to recognize these forces, they will control you. They will sabotage your dreams, your relationships, your future. Today, that changes. Today, you will see the world differently. You will understand yourself and others on a level most people never even imagine. The Laws of Human Nature, by Robert Greene, is not just a book. It is a survival manual, a weapon, a blueprint for mastering life itself. Before we dive in, do yourself a favor. Pause. Grab your favorite drink, coffee, tea, whatever makes you feel calm and focused. Put your phone away. This next half hour is not just entertainment. It is transformation. Because once you see through the illusions of human nature, you can never go back. Let's begin. Part 1. Understanding the beast within. There is one brutal truth you must accept before anything else. Humans are not rational. We are emotional, impulsive, reactive creatures who only pretend to be logical after the fact. The first law is the law of irrationality. Robert Greene writes, humans are emotional by nature. Although we like to see ourselves as rational, reality tells a different story. Fear. Anger. Greed. Excitement. These emotions seize us before thought even has a chance to catch up. And emotions are contagious. Be around angry people, you will feel anger. Be around fearful people, you will feel fear. Without realizing it, you absorb their moods, their panic, their madness. If you do not control your emotions, others will control you. How do you master this law? You must become an observer, not a reactor. When you feel anger, jealousy, fear, stop. Label the emotion. Say to yourself, this is anger. This is fear. Naming it weakens it. Master your own emotions and you begin to master your world. But irrationality is only the beginning. The second law cuts even deeper. The law of narcissism. Every person you meet is focused almost entirely on themselves. Their thoughts are filled with their own worries, their own needs, their own dreams. Even when they act generous, part of their mind is thinking, how do I look right now? Will they appreciate me? Robert Greene teaches, stop expecting people to care about your feelings. Stop expecting them to put you first. It is not cruelty, it is nature. Once you accept that everyone is absorbed in their own story, you stop taking things personally. You stop being wounded by their forgetfulness or their selfishness. And more importantly, you learn how to influence them. If you want someone to listen, help them see how it benefits them. If you want to inspire someone, make them feel like the hero of their own journey. Appeal to their self-interest, not yours. Speak their language. This is how real influence begins. Then we reach an even more hidden truth. The law of role-playing. Every human being wears a mask. They hide their weaknesses. They hide their fears. They show you the face they think you want to see. The smiling coworker who secretly envies you. The friendly neighbor who quietly resents your success. The confident leader who doubts himself every night. Masks are everywhere. Robert Greene teaches, do not trust appearances. Learn to see through the mask. How? Look for contradictions. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes. A voice that trembles slightly when boasting. Eyes that dart away when telling a lie. The body reveals what the mouth tries to hide. See the mask, and then see the real person underneath. Let's pause for a moment. Already, you have learned 3 harsh truths. Humans are irrational. Humans are self-absorbed. Humans are actors. Accepting this reality is not about becoming cold or cruel. It is about seeing clearly. About dealing with the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. When you stop expecting people to be rational, selfless, or honest, you stop being disappointed. You stop being weak. You move from being blind to being powerful. From being a victim to being a master. And this is only the beginning. Stay with me. Because in part 2, we dive even deeper into the emotional forces that rule the world. Part 2, the power of emotional influence. Human nature is not only about understanding ourselves. It's about mastering the emotions of those around us. Emotions are the real rulers of the world. They drive markets, topple governments, spark wars, and start revolutions. Behind every rational decision, you will find a river of emotions running underneath. If you can influence emotions, you can influence people. The first key is understanding the law of compulsive behavior. People tend to repeat the same emotional patterns again and again. The man who flies into rage over small insults. The woman who constantly seeks validation and approval. The colleague who always plays the victim when faced with responsibility. They are trapped in emotional loops, often without even realizing it. You must learn to observe these patterns. Step back and watch people over time. Notice their recurring behaviors, their fears, their weaknesses, their compulsions. Once you see a person's emotional patterns, you can predict their actions. And when you can predict someone's actions, you can control the outcome. But mastering others' emotions requires more than just observation. It demands empathy, but not the naive kind. Robert Greene talks about the concept of the empathic perspective. This is not about feeling sorry for people. It's about stepping outside your own emotions and seeing the world as they see it. Imagine living inside their mind. What are they afraid of? What do they secretly desire? What wounds are they carrying from their past? When you can truly understand someone's internal landscape, you gain an incredible power, the ability to guide their emotions. You lead them not through logic, but through their hopes, their fears, their dreams. There is another emotional force you must understand, the law of covetousness. People are not attracted to what they have. They crave what they cannot easily possess. The forbidden fruit. The unavailable love. The opportunity just out of reach. If you want to stir deep emotions in others, make yourself slightly unattainable. Create mystery. Leave gaps in your story that they want to fill. Leave parts of yourself just out of reach. Humans are wired to chase what they cannot fully grasp. Use this truth, but use it wisely. There is one more emotional principle that Robert Greene teaches, the law of grandiosity. When people experience success, even a small one, they often begin to believe they are invincible. They overestimate their skills. They take greater and greater risks. If you are not aware of this tendency in yourself, it can destroy you. Success must make you more cautious, not more reckless. And when dealing with others, recognize when someone has become drunk on their own success. At that moment, they are vulnerable to mistakes. They are vulnerable to influence. In mastering emotional influence, remember, the calmest person in the room holds the most power. When others lose their heads, you stay grounded. When others panic, you think clearly. When others are blinded by ego, you see opportunities. Emotions move the masses. But the master stands above the storm, guiding it to their advantage. Let's summarize part 2. To master emotional influence, study patterns of behavior. Develop deep, strategic empathy. Stimulate desire by creating mystery. Beware of the dangers of success and grandiosity. When you master the emotions of others, you no longer push against the river. You move with its current and steer it where you want to go. In part 3, we will unlock the keys to mastering appearances and using the art of image to shape how others see you, without them even realizing it. Stay with me. Part 3, Mastering the Art of Appearances in a World Ruled by Emotions. Appearances are everything. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. It doesn't matter how good your heart is. What people see, what they perceive becomes their reality. And if you don't control your image, others will define it for you. The first law here is the law of appearance. Robert Greene teaches that people judge you by outward signals: your posture, your tone of voice, the way you dress, your expressions. These small details whisper or scream about who you are. If you appear weak, desperate, insecure, people will treat you as such. If you project confidence, calm, and strength, the world will respond accordingly. Understand, it is not enough to simply be strong inside. You must project strength externally. Train yourself to be conscious of the signals you send. Walk with purpose. Speak slowly and with certainty. Make controlled, deliberate movements. Dress in a way that matches the identity you want others to see. Your outer shell must reflect your inner power. The second principle is the law of control through mystery. Nothing draws people in more than a sense of mystery. When you reveal too much about yourself, you lose the upper hand. When you maintain an air of slight distance, people become curious. They project their fantasies onto you. They chase you. Human beings are uncomfortable with uncertainty, and they will keep returning to you, trying to solve the puzzle you present. Therefore, reveal less than necessary. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Answer questions with subtlety. Never explain yourself fully. The more you say, the more ordinary you seem. The less you say, the more powerful you appear. Another critical element is the law of behavioral contagion. Emotions, attitudes, and behaviors spread like viruses. If you are calm, confident, and joyful, others will feel that energy. If you are negative, anxious, or uncertain, they will absorb that too. You must protect your inner environment fiercely. Stay away from the chronic complainers, the envious, the fearful. Surround yourself with strength, ambition, and positivity. Because whatever is around you, you will become. Master your environment, and you master yourself. There's also the law of reputation. Your reputation is like a shadow that precedes you wherever you go. It works for you or against you even when you are not present. A strong reputation can open doors that talent alone cannot. A weak or chaotic reputation can destroy opportunities before they even appear. Build your reputation with care. Associate yourself with excellence. Be known for something: reliability, creativity, resilience. Protect your name as you would protect a priceless treasure. Never let small emotions, anger, pride, resentment lead you to destroy your long-term image. Think in decades, not in moments. Finally, understand the law of the group dynamic. In any group, the perception of the majority becomes reality. If the crowd sees you as important, you are important. If they see you as irrelevant, you are irrelevant. When you enter a new group, observe first. Study the dynamics. Who holds influence? What behaviors are rewarded? What unspoken rules govern the group? Then slowly, strategically, insert yourself into the structure. Align yourself with key players. Mirror the group's energy without losing your individuality. Groups offer tremendous power, but only if you understand how to navigate them. Let's summarize part 3. To master appearances, project strength through posture, voice, and style. Use mystery to create attraction and curiosity. Infect others with your positive emotional energy. Build and fiercely protect your reputation. Navigate group dynamics with intelligence and patience. When you master appearances, you shape how others see you, and once you control their perceptions, you control their actions. In part 4, we will move into even deeper waters, the dark side of human nature, the shadow forces that few dare to face. In part 4, we will move into even deeper waters, the dark side of human nature, the shadow forces that few dare to face. Part 4: Facing the dark side. Every human being carries a dark side. It doesn't matter how polite, kind, or innocent they seem. Underneath the surface, there are hidden impulses: aggression, envy, grandiosity, resentment, lust for power. Ignoring the dark side does not make it disappear. It makes you blind to it. If you do not confront your own shadow, it will control you. If you do not recognize the darkness in others, you will be at their mercy. Robert Greene teaches the law of aggression. Aggression is a natural force of survival instinct. Sometimes it is direct. Other times, it is hidden behind smiles, politeness, and good intentions. Passive aggression is one of the most common forms. The coworker who agrees to help but secretly sabotages you. The friend who gives compliments that feel like hidden insults. You must learn to see through the masks of passive aggression. Look at actions, not words. Look at results, not promises. When you spot aggression early, you can defend yourself before it strikes. There is also the law of envy. Few emotions are more universal and more destructive than envy. When you succeed, when you shine, when you rise, you will trigger envy in others. It is inevitable. People will never say, "I envy you." They will find reasons to criticize, undermine, or distance themselves. They will pretend they are being honest or concerned, but underneath lies resentment. Never underestimate the power of envy, and never flaunt your success unnecessarily. As Robert Greene advises, make your victories seem natural and effortless. Make others feel included in your success whenever you can. Turn potential rivals into allies. Another force you must understand is the law of grandiosity. Grandiosity is when success goes to your head, when you believe you are destined for greatness. Invulnerable to failure, when you lose touch with reality. Grandiosity blinds you to risks. It makes you overestimate your abilities. It tempts you into making reckless moves that destroy everything you've built. The antidote to grandiosity is humility. No matter how high you rise, remember, you are still human. You are still vulnerable to mistakes, to emotions, to blind spots. Stay grounded. Stay self-aware. Keep questioning your assumptions. There's another dark force, the law of short-sightedness. Most people cannot think beyond immediate emotions. They want instant gratification. They fear short-term pain, even if it leads to long-term growth. This leads to bad decisions, impulsive investments, reckless relationships, self-sabotage. To rise above this, you must train yourself to think long-term, see beyond the heat of the moment. Ask yourself, if I make this choice today, where does it lead me in 1 year and 5 years? Mastering time perspective is a superpower. Finally, we have the law of death denial. Deep down, every human knows they are mortal, but the mind resists this truth. People distract themselves with entertainment, drama, endless busyness, anything to avoid facing their limited time. But if you embrace mortality, if you truly accept that your time is finite, you live differently. You stop wasting energy on petty emotions. You stop postponing your dreams. You stop fearing failure. Death is not an enemy. It is a compass. It reminds you of what matters. Let's summarize part 4. To master the dark side, recognize aggression, especially the passive kind. Understand and neutralize envy. Guard against grandiosity with humility. Think long-term, not short-term. Embrace your mortality and live urgently. The world is not a battlefield only of light. It is a battlefield of shadows and storms. You cannot change that. You can only become stronger, wiser, and more fearless. In part 5, we will complete the transformation, learning how to become a true master of human nature. Stay with me. 5. Becoming a master of human nature. You have come a long way. You have seen the forces that most people deny. You have looked behind the mask of human behavior. But understanding is not enough. To truly master human nature, you must integrate everything you've learned into your daily life. You must become what Robert Greene calls a master observer and a calm strategist. The first step is self-awareness. Everything begins inside you. Your emotions, your biases, your triggers. If you don't master yourself, you will always be vulnerable to manipulation. Every day, check yourself. What am I feeling right now? Why am I reacting this way? Am I seeing reality, or am I trapped inside an emotion? The more you observe yourself, the stronger you become. Awareness breaks the chains of impulse. Next is the power of strategic patience. Most people rush. They want results now. They seek revenge now. They crave validation now. But real power belongs to those who wait. Robert Greene teaches that life is a game of timing. Sometimes you must hold your move. Sometimes you must let an opponent expose themselves. Sometimes you must delay gratification for months, even years, to achieve something truly great. Patience is not passive. It is power under control. Another key principle is the art of influence. Once you understand human nature, you realize people are not moved by logic. They are moved by emotions, stories, identities. If you want to lead, to inspire, to persuade, you must speak to people's emotions. Tell stories that resonate. Paint visions that stir hope or pride. Help people feel seen, understood, and important. Influence is not manipulation. It is the art of guiding emotions toward a shared goal. Then comes the ability to adapt to human types. Not all people are the same. Some are anxious by nature. Some are aggressive. Some are seekers of status. Some are avoiders of conflict. Learn to read the type of person you are dealing with and adjust your approach accordingly. Speak softly to the anxious. Challenge the aggressive. Elevate the status seekers. Reassure the conflict avoiders. Flexibility makes you invincible. Finally, develop the mindset of the eternal student. The moment you believe you know everything, you lose. The world changes. People evolve. New patterns emerge. Stay curious. Stay humble. Every interaction is a lesson. Every mistake is a teacher. Every success is a foundation, not a finish line. The master is never done learning. Let's summarize part 5. To master human nature, develop ruthless self-awareness, practice strategic patience, influence through emotion, not logic. Adapt your approach to different human types. Stay a lifelong student of behavior. When you live this way, you no longer stumble through life blindly. You move through the world with your eyes open. You understand yourself. You understand others. You shape your destiny. You are not a pawn on the board. You are the player. You are not reacting to life. You are designing it. And that is true power. In the conclusion, I'll show you how to take everything you've learned today and use it to join a new kind of community, a family of those who seek mastery. Let's finish strong. Conclusion: your journey begins now. If you are still here with me, it means something powerful. You are different. Most people drift through life without ever questioning their emotions, their patterns, their nature. They are slaves to forces they don't even understand. But you chose to look deeper. You chose to face the truth, even when it was uncomfortable. And that makes you dangerous. In the best way possible, you now hold keys that few people ever find: the ability to understand emotions instead of being controlled by them, the power to shape perceptions and influence outcomes, the courage to face your dark side and emerge stronger, the patience to play the long game while others rush and fall, the wisdom to remain forever a student, forever growing. But remember, knowledge alone is not enough. You must live these principles. Practice them every day. Sharpen your observation. Control your emotions. Shape your own destiny. This is not the end of your journey. It is only the beginning. And you don't have to walk this path alone. If you felt the power of what we built together in this video, if you believe that you are capable of greatness, then this is your invitation. Subscribe now. Become part of a family that is committed to mastery, growth, and truth. A family that doesn't accept mediocrity. A family that rises above fear, above ignorance, above the lies we are told. Make your choice now. Stay asleep or awaken fully. Stay average or become exceptional. We are building something powerful here. And we want you with us. So before you leave, hit that subscribe button. Become one of us. Your journey into true power, real influence, and deep mastery starts now. And remember, the future belongs to those who master themselves and the world around them. Thank you for watching, and welcome to the family.